This video will contain spoilers.
This is part 3 of my video series where I discuss the Anten 7 from Outlaw Star. This is the part of the video where I would normally drop a quick intro, but I'm actually gonna save that for a bit later. Why? Because the 4th member of the Anten 7 to show up is Tobigera, and Tobigera is trash. This is basically the Yamcha of the group. Tobigera first appears in episode 23 of the series, admittedly my favorite episode of the series, and the episode that introduces the greatest mentor in all of anime. I did an entire video on this subject, please feel free to check it out. Anyway, Tobigera is basically a non-entity in this episode. He shows up to assassinate Jean, but keeps getting thwarted in some truly ridiculous ways. One moment, he'll casually try to sneak up to Jean on a train, then the conductor will randomly fill up the train car with spring water, and Tobigera will be swept away in the flow of the water. You know, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Tobigera does show up again in the 3-episode finale of the series, and is actually the last member of the Anten 7 to be defeated, but not by the heroes. Tobigera is forced to stay on the ship while the Big Bad and the other 3 members left alive go out to fight Jean and his crew. Then the Big Bad possesses the ship and Tobigera dissolves into orange goo. The main characters don't even know that this dude existed. Heck, Jean's crew is probably still waiting for the number 7 to show up. Anyway, we're moving on. The final 3 members of the Anten 7 show up in the earlier episodes in the series, but they are only named in episode 25. Episode 25 is also the episode that they are all killed. They each serve as opponents for Jean, Suzuka, and Aisha, the 3 main fighters of the Outlaw Star crew. Unfortunately, all 3 of them suffer from the same issue. Despite being villains for a single episode, Leilong, Iriga, and Hamnayo at least manage to get some level of characterization, despite their short appearance. As you can guess, for characters that have to share a single episode, these 3 have minimal amounts. Yet, all 3 somehow managed to leave a better impression than some people. Let me set the stage. There are 3 factions trying to get to the galactic ley line: the Outlaw Star crew, the K-Pirates, and the McDougalls, who, for the purposes of this video, don't matter. Due to some defense mechanism at the galactic ley line, everyone is teleported to different areas of the map of the final stage. First one up is Hamushu. If there is one thing that is Jean's kryptonite, it's all women. Literally all women. Jean once stood around ignoring an obvious bomb countdown because of an OnlyFans promotion.
Yeah, forget it.
You still watching me? You guys really are the biggest idiots I think I've ever seen. 3, 2, 1, 0.
Blessed be the great sage Urt. Latam. So, the only thing that we know about her prior to this episode is that she's considered a seductress, which does not come up during her fight with Jean. What isn't stated is that she is a powerful spellcaster, able to match the power output of Jean's caster. Bro, your jacket disintegrated. How is the rest of you so clean? So Jean fires 2 more shells at Hamushu, but she uses her magic to negate the effects. So Jean's greatest disadvantage in this fight is that he's only good for about 7 rounds, while Hamushu could presumably go for a lot longer. But Jean happened to receive training from the great sage Urt. Pulling out a number 4, Jean fires on Hamushu. This is the first time Jean has ever fired a number 4, so there's definitely an expectation that it will at least do a little damage.
Those did enjoy a good squeeze.
Also, and please forgive my language, what the fuck was that? So, how do you guys think Hamushu compares to the other members of the Anten 7? Personally, I feel that much like her characterization, her threat level was compressed. Haha, subscribe to my channel. The next pirate to show up is Hitoriga. Listen to me. Do not Google that name. So, Hitoriga is officially introduced in episode 25 of the series. This Leatherface looking psycho has some history with Suzuka. Prior to episode 25, Suzuka stated that she was only teaming up with Jean because he kept running into the K-Pirates and she had some beef with them. As it turns out, her vendetta was with Hitoriga specifically. It's revealed that Hitoriga killed Suzuka's family. It's never explained who the family is, parents, siblings, husband, children, who knows. It's just explained that Hitoriga killed them. A revenge arc is not uncommon in anime. We see them all the time. Some of the most memorable characters in anime are trying to get revenge on people who killed their loved ones. What makes Hitoriga a notable example is that somehow he is the most twisted. Why? Because after killing her family, Hitoriga made himself look like Suzuka. Let me say that one more time. First, this man murdered her family. Then he, presumably using plastic surgery or some magical variation of it, made himself look like Suzuka. What the fuck? How is this the most crooked anime plot line involving somebody named Hitoriga? This is like the worst incel love story I've ever heard. First the dude gets rejected, then he shows up at school looking like the girl that rejected him. Bro, have you tried asking another girl out? If you're having that much trouble, you could have gone to an entirely different planet. Hell, I would have judged you less if you had gone sniffing around another species. Not gonna lie, the lizard girls are looking kinda fine. You could have tried one of those. So, Suzuka and Hitoriga fight for a bit. Neither seem to have the upper hand. Then Suzuka pulls out a new sword technique, a move she created just for him. She calls it Crimson in the English dub. In Japanese, I assume that can be translated to no means no. In episode 25, this dude only had a total screen time of 3 minutes 18 seconds and somehow left one of the biggest impressions of all the 7. The final member of the Anten Seven is Jukai. He was Aisha's final opponent in the series. When everyone was separated in this episode, Jukai and the Big Bad end up near each other. Jukai uses his Tao magic to transport the Big Bad directly to the finish line. Sometime later, he confronts Aisha. Jukai uses Tao magic to transform into a tornado. Aisha transforms into her werecat form. We really do not see how the fight plays out, so it's difficult for me to even rate 10 out of 10 greatest fight in all of anime. Netro vs Meruem, more like Netro vs there wasn't any naked girls in that fight, so it was worse, okay? To Yukai's credit, he manages to knock out Aisha in her werebeast form, something that even Iraga, in her own werebeast form, couldn't accomplish. And let's not forget, Aisha only fought Iraga after taking part in a tournament, and he almost managed to defeat her. So, I originally planned to end things right here, but I think I'm going to revisit this topic for one final analysis when I manage to gather all my thoughts. If you have enjoyed my inane ramblings, please feel free to leave a comment letting me know, like the video, subscribe below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.